Hello and welcome to my report, EastMojo's daily evening news bulletin update. We bring you the biggest and latest happenings from east and northeast of India. I'm Simran Bajaj. I'll be your host for today. We're being joined by our state correspondents. So we have Irani Sonowal Lepcha from Arunachal Pradesh, Chandan Pandey from Tripura, Angamla Sally Kapai from Manipur, Princess Giri Rashid from Meghalaya, and Medellin Ambrosia from Nagaland. Let's start today's show. First off, let's go to Sally from Manipur. And Sally, the Chief Minister of Manipur, he said that the Naga talks, peace talks, will not affect the territorial integrity of Manipur. So can you tell us more about that?
Yes, Simran, thank you so much. Yes, the Chief Minister of Manipur, N. Biren Singh, was addressing a veterans day today in Imphal, where he categorically mentioned that the ongoing Indo-Naga peace talk will not be affecting the integrity of Manipur. Why the reason being why he said is, according to him, the center had already assured that the opinions of the Manipur will be heard before signing the final agreements with the NSNIM and the other groups from the Nagas. So, in fact, earlier the United Council of Manipur, which is one of the CSOs based in Imphal, had issued a statement that the ongoing talks which is happening in New Delhi at the moment, they say that in case if there is any such decision made by the center which is unfavorable to the people of the state, in that case the people of Manipur will be taking their own course of actions for their own destination, for their own destiny rather than decided by the center. So there is a huge when it comes to the ongoing talks between the center and the Naga groups led by the NSNIM. There's a huge disagreement especially from the valley-based CSOs and the people, especially the Métis. So this is what is happening, but definitely the CM has assured to the people that there needs to be definitely the ongoing talks will not have any effect when it comes to the integrity of people. Simran.
Thank you so much for that update, Sally. And now I would request to kindly give our viewers the latest COVID-19 updates from Manipur.
Sure. Well, we haven't received for the last 24 hours, but the statement issued by the State Health Department of yesterday, 44 new cases were detected as the new COVID patients. In fact, this is one of the least if we talk about over the last few weeks, because in every day we have been detecting more, somewhere around 100 or close to 100 cases. So yesterday it was somewhere around 41 new cases. Out of these, 7 are from the security personnel and 7 other returnees. In that case, 27 again from the locals without having any travel history are being infected as new COVID patients. So this is the new cases that was detected yesterday. The total confirmed cases as a COVID positive in our state right now stands at 3,982. Out of which 3,086 are from the general population, including the returnees from the other states. 896 are from the security forces. Along with that, the recovery rate has also increased with 2,231. 2,015 are from the general population and 172 are from the security personnel. These are the number when it comes to COVID recovered patients. Right now, 1,739 are the people, including the general population and the security forces, are receiving treatment for COVID-19 at various COVID care centers at the moment. And unfortunately, another death, COVID-related death has been reported today with a 37-year-old man from Imphal West District, where he was undergoing treatment at RIMS Hospital since August 2nd. So he was tested positive after, when he admitted at RIMS Hospital on August 2nd. According to the officials, he was complaining of a shortness of breath, cough, and fever, which is literally the symptoms of COVID-19. So he was declared dead at somewhere around 10:15 a.m. this morning. So including this, the total death cases when it comes to COVID-related has reached to 13 as on today. So this is the latest cases when it comes to COVID-19. Simran.
Thank you so much for that update, Sally. And now I would like to give our viewers the latest updates from Assam. So first, let's talk about the new COVID numbers that have come in. These are all as per the latest updates given out by the State Health Minister, Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma, last night. So yesterday, 4,593 new cases were detected in the state, which is the highest single day spike so far. But there's a reason behind that high number, and I will come back to that later. And when we're talking about number of patients discharged, yesterday it was 2,136 patients who were cured and discharged. And yesterday, Assam recorded another 6 deaths, and with that, the total number of deaths in Assam has gone up to 161. And talking about the cumulative figures in Assam, the state is currently one case away from reaching the 69,000 mark. That is, we are at 68,999 total reported cases of COVID-19, of which 47,209 have been discharged. 21,626 are active COVID-19 cases. 161 have died so far, and 3 have migrated to other states. And when we're talking about the positivity rate, that was for yesterday, it's 3.20, and the numbers are very, very promising and very, very positive in terms of positivity rate. That is, out of per, to make it simpler, that it's per 100 people tested, 3.20 people are testing positive for the infection. Now, yesterday, now before going on to that, so of the 4,593 new cases that were reported yesterday, 632 are from Kamrup Metro, 460 are from Kamrup Rural District, 335 are from Nagaland, and 265 are from Tripura. Now, yesterday, we can see that the number of cases which has come out is very high. It's 4,593. Now, it's not because there's a surge in COVID-19 infections, but there's a rapid increase in the number of COVID-19 tests conducted here in the state. Yesterday, Assam very rigorously conducted the COVID-19 tests, and yesterday it touched a phenomenal mark. In a single day, Assam carried out 1,43,109 COVID-19 tests, and with that, the total number of tests conducted in Assam has now gone up to 15,73,800. Now, when we talk about the state's testing capacity, it conducted its first test on 7th February to give you a brief update on how Assam has improved its testing capacity. So the first test was conducted on 7th February this year. And to reach the first 1 lakh mark, the first 1 lakh mark, that is from one test to 1 lakh COVID-19 tests, the state took 114 days. And we reached that on 30th May. Following which, the number of days required to conduct additional 1 lakh tests, has tremendously gone down. It from 1 lakh to 2 lakh, it went on it was completed in 13 days. From 2 lakh COVID-19 tests to 3 lakh COVID-19 tests, they were done in 10 days. Like the 1 lakh tests were conducted in 10 days. From 3 lakh COVID tests to 4 lakh, we reached in 9 days. This figure suddenly surged in between. Then from 5 lakh COVID-19 tests to 6 lakh COVID-19 tests, again, we reached to 7 days. That's a week's time. And then again started decreasing from 6 to 7 and 7 to 8 lakh tests. Both took 6 days each. And then the number of days required to conduct another additional 1 lakh COVID-19 tests went down. It almost half, because the state is constantly inaugurating and launching new labs, which is helping the state conduct more and more tests. So the state took 3 days each to reach from 8 lakh to 9 lakh, and from 9 lakh to 10 lakh. And then the number further went down to 2 days, and from 10 to 11 lakh, 11 to 12 lakh, 12 to 13, and 13 to 14 lakh. The state took 2 days each. And because of the significant achievement yesterday, from 14 lakh to 15 lakh tests, COVID-19 tests, the state just took barely 24 hours. That's 1 day to cross more than 1 lakh COVID-19 tests. So that's in terms of testing capacity, the state's testing capacity is significantly going up. And like we were informed yesterday, the tests per million in the state is 41,000 as per yesterday's update, yesterday before the evening update. And we are hopeful, the state health minister is hopeful that it will surpass 45,000 very soon. And that's the update that we have from Assam. Now let's head on to Meadow from Nagaland, and let's get the latest COVID-19 updates from Meadow.
Thank you, Simran. So today here in the state of Nagaland, 50 new cases of COVID-19 were detected, and according to the health department, out of this 50, 20 of them are from the armed forces, and 28 persons are true trace contacts, and the other 2 persons are returnees who tested positive for COVID-19. And so far, the district-wise breakout is concerned. Out of the 20 armed forces who tested positive for COVID-19 today, 11 are from Kohima, 5 are from Zunheboto, and 4 are from Mon. Also, in regard to the 2 returnees who tested positive, both the returnees are from Kohima district, and also out of the 28 trace contacts who tested positive for COVID-19, 27 of them are from Kohima and 1 is from Dimapur. So, after so many days, Dimapur has reported just 1 new COVID-19 case in the district, which is also a big development for the district because it has the highest number of total confirmed cases, also the total active case in Dimapur. So with the addition of this 20 armed forces testing positive for COVID-19, now the armed forces has formed up to 45.4% of the total COVID-19 cases here in the state. That's with 1,447 in total testing positive for COVID-19. And so far, the returnees and inbound travelers are concerned. A total of 1,117 of them has tested positive, and their percentage comes up to 35.3. Also, so far here in the state of Nagaland, 203 frontline workers have tested positive. So for the frontline workers, it comprised of 6.4% of the total confirmed cases. And with the addition of the new cases, our state's tally for the total number of positive cases has spiked to 3,168. And out of this confirmed cases, 2,041 of them are active cases, and 1,113 are recovered cases. And today we're reporting that there are 7 COVID-19 related deaths. This is because one death is not is COVID-19 positive, but is not due to COVID-19. Also, Simran, 6 persons have migrated outside the state of Nagaland. So that's for the COVID-19 updates. Also, Simran, I'd like to highlight, the Chief Minister of Nagaland, he has mentioned that there, according to the health department, so far there is no community transmission here in Nagaland.
Thank you so much for that COVID update, Nado. And now I would like you to inform our viewers about the assembly session held today.
Yes, so the one-day monsoon assembly session was held today. It was deferred to today, although it was supposed to be held last month. So as we have reported on our web portal at EastMojo.com, the Nagaland opposition, that is the Naga People's Front, they have boycotted the session. If we refer back to our old reports, the Naga People's Front, they have been asking the Speaker and the Governor of Nagaland to extend the number of the assembly session from 1 day to 3 days, because they are of the opinion that important topics such as the COVID-19, the Naga political issue, and also the SARFASI Act needs to be deliberated, and each topic needs to be given a day each for discussion. So this on this basis, we are asking for the Assembly Speaker and also the Nagaland Governor to extend the number of the Assembly session days to 3 days rather than a 1 day. However, the Assembly session, the 1 day Assembly session was held today, and it was held in the absence of the Nagaland opposition. A total of 23 legislators have attended 23 legislators from the ruling party have attended the Assembly. Also, the Assembly session was adjourned sine die. And, in this Assembly session, Nagaland Chief Minister has made some announcements in regard to COVID-19. So, according to the Chief Minister, Mikurio, he's mentioned that so far the state of Nagaland has spent rupees 112 crore from the state's own resources in fighting COVID-19. Now, for the total number, the total amount spent in battling COVID-19 is rupees 139 crore. So rupees 139 crore was totally used to fight COVID-19, and out of this total of 139 crore, the state used 112 crore from its own resources. he has also given a breakout of the amount of money used for the medical infrastructure and also the non-medical purposes. So he's mentioned that for improving the medical infrastructure and putting in place systems, equipments, and manpowers to fight COVID-19, the state has spent rupees 62 crore. That's out of the 132 crore. Also, the chief minister mentioned that out of this rupees 62 crore that was used for improving the health infrastructure here in Nagaland, the government of India and other sources contributed around 10 crore, which means the remaining 52 crore were spent from the state's own resources. Now, for the non-medical interventions, which is like looking after the stranded people, the distribution of the food, dry rations, which the state government has been doing across all districts. Then maintaining the print centers, arranging the transport for returnees. So in regard to all this, summing up all these expenses, the chief minister informed that 74 crore were spent for this. So that's more than the amount spent for the medical infrastructure. And he's also mentioned that out of this 74 crore used for non-medical expenses, the contribution that the government of India gave towards the state government was rupees 14 crore. So that's the breakout for the money. A detailed report is already up on our website. So Simon, I also request our viewers, readers to go check it for the detailed report.
Thank you so much for that update, Meadow. And before we move on to our next correspondent, I would like to give an additional update from Assam. So I was talking about the tests per million population conducted in the state, and just as the state health minister had stated yesterday, that with the phenomenal number of tests conducted yesterday, the total number of tests per million conducted in Assam is 45,893, almost touching the 46,000 tests per million population mark. So that's the missing point. I had forgotten to get that update. And now let's head on to Chandan from Tripura. And Chandan in Tripura, a 3-day-old baby had died a couple of hours after COVID-19 sample collection from the child. So can you tell us more about what exactly is the reason for the death of the little child and what exactly happened?
Yes, yes, Simran. Thank you so much. Am I audible?
Yes, Chandan. Yes, you are. Yes, you're audible, Chandan. You can go ahead.
Can you hear me? Yes.
Yes, I can.
Yes.
I can hear
So,
you.
a 3-year-old baby boy who was delivered in Agartala Government Medical College, GBP Govind Ballabh Hospital on Monday. So his mother was tested positive for the COVID-19 virus, and on Monday she delivered the baby. Soon after the delivery, she was shifted to the COVID ward since she is a COVID positive patient. So she was there until yesterday when the doctors decided that the sample will be collected for the infant as well. And as per the family members and the mother herself, she had said to the reporters that a doctor who came with the antigen test kit, they collected the self sample for testing the sample of that infant 3-day-old. We know that all the hospitals, the infants are also being tested, but the mother has alleged that the doctor who collected the sample from that 3-day-old baby, soon after collecting samples, the baby boy, he started bleeding from his nose. And she informed the doctor, they asked her to get some medicine from outside. Her husband also got some medicine for the mother and the kid as well. But after 3 hours, the 3-year-old baby, he left for, he died. And when she called the doctors that what has happened to my baby, please look at him, the doctor said he is no more. So following that, there was huge tension across the hospital. We could see the parents, the father, the mother, every relative, they were all there. Even the security persons, they were not allowing everyone to go close to the mother since she was COVID positive. The doctors came out, they tried to take her back inside the COVID ward. But the father of that 3-day-old infant, he complained that the baby was doing well until 1 p.m. But just 3 hours after the swab sample was collected by the doctor, his 3-day-old baby boy had succumbed to the injury that was caused while collect swab sample from that 3-day-old baby. Also to inform our viewers that the copy was already published last evening, and for now I just got an information that the health department, the state government, has constituted a 3-member committee which will submit a report by 72 hours. Within 72 hours, they will investigate what exactly happened. The body of that 3-day-old baby was also sent for autopsy. The report is yet to arrive, and once they get the report, the committee will examine the cause of the death. The doctor who collected the swab sample, his statement will also be recorded, while the family member, whatever allegations they have raised upon the doctors and the medical staff, both the sides will be heard by 3 members committee, and within 72 hours the report will be made public for us as well. Simran.
That's indeed an unfortunate event. Let's hope that the report comes out and we're able to determine what exactly happened and what led to the death of the little kid. And now, Chandan, can you give us the COVID-19 updates from the state? Chandan? Chandan, can you give us
Yes.
the COVID-19
So,
updates?
yesterday, 121% tested positive. Yes, 121% tested positive for the COVID virus, taking the total number to 6,618. Also to tell you that the number of COVID-related deaths has now further increased to 44, with one more death yesterday. And the total number of active cases now in the state stands at 1,644, while the recovered number has now increased to 4,912. The number of migrant patients remains at 18. And also to give a brief details about the number of samples collected and tested so far. In Tripura, so far 210,115 samples have been collected, including the antigen testing samples. And out of this total sample collected so far, total of 9,109 samples have been tested, of which this total 6,618 samples tested positive. Also to inform our viewers that currently Tripura is testing 52,308 samples per million. This is a good rate in compared to the bigger states and the other states in the northeastern states. So also give the detail about the recovery rate. Now it stands at 74.63%, with 74 more persons discharging from COVID care center yesterday. And the number of positive rate in the state has, however, increased by a good number, and now it stands at 3.11%.
Positivity rate is at 11%, Chandan. Chandan, can you hear me? Hello?
3.11.
Okay, 3.11. Okay, that's a relief then. Thank you so much for the update. And now I would like to quickly give our viewers the latest COVID-19 updates from Mizoram. So in the past 24 hours...
It stands at 3.11%.
Yes, I got that, Chandan. Thank you so much for the update. And now I would like to give our viewers the latest COVID-19 updates from Mizoram. So in the past 24 hours, 1 new case has been detected, 1 new case of COVID-19 infection, and 13 people have been discharged, cured and discharged in Mizoram. And with that, the cumulative figure in Mizoram stands at 649 total reported cases of the infection, 343 people discharged, 306 remain as active COVID-19 infections, and 2 people have migrated to other states. And fortunately, Mizoram has not yet reported a single COVID-19 death, and that's the good news from the state. And that's the update that we have from Mizoram. And now let's go to Princess from Meghalaya. So, Princess, in Meghalaya, African swine flu has killed 24 pigs, and for 49 other deaths, the state officials are awaiting confirmation. Can you tell us more about that? Princess?
Hello, very good evening, Simran. Yes, very good evening. So, concerning the, yes, we have confirmed that there are the deaths of pigs here in Meghalaya has been caused due to African swine fever. Earlier, a neighboring state, Assam, was the one that was badly affected, and today the government has informed that it may be due to the neighboring state. That is how the pigs who have been contracted this virus. And as mentioned on the website, that they've already had the report, a total of 73 deaths were reported, and out of these 73, 24 are confirmed cases of African swine fever, and the remaining 49 we're yet to receive, whether these are also being caused because of African swine fever or what are the other causes. And also the government has informed us, that which are these districts that have been, affected because of this virus, and the districts that have been affected are like East Coast district, Khoi district, Assam district, and India Hills district. These are the districts, where the African swine fever has taken place, and also the government has decided that they've imposed contaminated zones in these places. And I'm sorry, containment zones. And by containment zones, the government means that in these areas, no slaughtering of pigs will be allowed, and even the transportation of pigs won't be allowed to different districts or different areas. And the consumption of pork has also been advised not to consume pork at this moment. So this is the update concerning African swine fever. Simran.
Thank you so much for that update, Princess, and definitely for our viewers. The caution that has been issued by the state, avoid consumption of pork for the moment, that should be followed. And in other news, Princess, gyms and yoga centers are to be reopened in the state. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes, certainly this comes as a good news, especially for those who are running gyms and yoga centers in aerobics. This comes as a very good news for them, because it's been over 5 months now that these places, these workout places, have been closed, and they're reeling under a lot of financial crisis. And this comes also a relief for those people who love to go to the gyms and work out, for a very for working out and staying active. So the government today has decided, and not only the decision was made today at the review meeting, that the places of gyms and aerobic centers and yoga centers will be reopened, but then they've also left it to the wisdom of the deputy commissioners. It's on them who will make a decision, and if they feel it right, and if they feel that it's wise enough to reopen these places, then they can do so. They will, the deputy commissioners of the respective districts will go ahead and issue the notification to reopen these places. So that is concerning the reopening of gyms and places of workout and all. Simran.
Thank you so much for that update. Also in Meghalaya, a dedicated place is to be set up for accommodating street vendors. Can you tell us more about this project?
Absolutely. What we're looking at, and if you remember also last time on EastMojo.com, we've gone out to the marketplaces, and we've interacted with farmers. Firstly, there's another crisis concerning farmers where they were charged, they were being taxed when they're trying to make earn or make their living by selling the vegetables. And we've seen how farmers have been badly affected during this time of crisis, where vegetables are getting rotten and they're not able to make ends meet. So similarly, what we have seen is that, remember, Yodo is the oldest market here in the state. And in this place, we would see like several hawkers or street vendors who would always, be allowed to set up their stalls or sit on the roadside and sell whatever they can to make a living. So what we've seen is that, these people were most badly affected. Earlier, the government did give a compensation or try to give a particular amount, but that was only just for 2 months, and then they had, there were no other compensation being made. So what we've seen is that now the government is trying to work out for them, because these people have been relentlessly urging the government to please listen to their plight also, because they also have a family to support. So the government has decided now that an identification of particular spots will be set up. They've advised the chief secretary of the state to work out and to come up with modalities and to set up and to identify these particular spots where these street vendors or hawkers, they can set up their places. Simran.
Thank you so much for that update, Princess. And before you go, I would like you to give the latest COVID-19 updates for the state.
Surely. So just for today, the total active positive cases recorded was a total of 14, and these 14 cases recorded, 11 were from East Khasi Hills. These 11, 3 are from the armed forces, while 8 are the others, like either returnees or civilians or some other, as contact tracing is going on right now. And apart from these 11, 2 are from West Garo Hills and 1 is from North Garo Hills. Now, the total active positive cases in the state of Meghalaya now stands at 640, and even the recovery cases have also increased, taking the total number to 547 recovered cases, and the death still remains the same, it stands at 6. Simran.
Thank you for that update, Princess. Thank you so much. And now let's head on to Irani from Arunachal Pradesh. So, Irani, can you give us the latest COVID-19 updates from the state?
Yeah, hi Simran. So if we look into the data which was provided by the health department yesterday, we can see that capital complex is not on the top as as it was since few months, and now East Coming district has the highest number of COVID-19 positive cases, that is 110, and just 38 have recovered so far from East Coming district. And then it is followed by Capital Complex with 100 active cases. There is 100 COVID-19 positive cases so far in the Capital Complex. But the recovery rate is quite good because 801 individuals have already recovered, and they have been discharged from the COVID care centers. And if we look into the overall data, the total number of active cases so far in the state is 768, 1,650.
Irani. And in the last update from the state, so Arunachal's Rajiv Gandhi University has been ranked as second in Central University rankings. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, just a few an hour before we got the information that no doubt that Jamia Millia Islamia University topped among the 40 central universities in the grading or scoring of performance of central universities. But Rajiv Gandhi University, which is in Itanagar, Arunachal Pradesh, scored 83%. That is, it's in the second rank. And after that, it's Jawaharlal Nehru University, JNU, New Delhi, which scored 82%, which is very good news for Arunachal Pradesh. Simran.
Thank you so much for that update, Irani. And with that, we come to an end for today's show. All the stories that we've discussed are already live on our website. Our viewers can log on to www.eastmojo.com and read all the stories. And for those stories that haven't gone live, it's going live very shortly. So please stay tuned with our website. And I would like to thank all of you for supporting us from Monday to Friday at 6 p.m. It's My Report by EastMojo.com. If you have any ideas, suggestions, or if you would like to write to us an opinion, you can send it across at editor@eastmojo.com. Also, we have a very active fact-checking team. So if you come across any photo, video, or any information that looks fake, just like this morning there was a fake news doing round on Twitter that ex-president of India has passed away, Pranab Mukherjee has passed away. So in that case, you can definitely send it to us and we will verify and get back to you with that information, with the correct information. You can send it to us through our email ID, that is editor@eastmojo.com, or send it to us through our Facebook page. Please stay connected with us through Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. This is Simran Bajaj signing off for today.